You have to create a routine for these things to happen. Again, The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that book because it's so fresh on my mind. But take certain things that will get you to those points. So one of those things is educating yourself. This podcast can serve as one thing that you can automatically put into your plan. Reading books, specifically setting goals for how many books you want to read on the subject. We've talked about recently the cash flow game, Robert Kiyosaki. That's a great way that you can set aside that time with your family to go ahead and pass on that knowledge to them.
Yeah, well, if you're going to try to create a legacy, you've got to spend time doing it, and you have to do it over and over and over so it becomes routine. I know we're trying to overcome the problem of busyness of life, and we're trying to run 1, 2, 5 businesses, and it's tough. Everything is pulling out our time, but creating a routine for ourselves and teaching our children in those routines is going to be what's going to help us be successful in leaving this legacy and passing down these areas. And I can think that's really that's step 4 for me, is the idea of, did you just pass out, Will?
Yeah, I just fell on the floor. I was so pumped about this. My head was spinning, and I fell on the floor.
Oh, the 4th one is to pass it on to the next generation. And I think the best way to do that is when we think of our mentor, Nelson Nash, and some of the things that he's done with his family, the idea of, bringing the family into the business, writing books on the subject of what you're doing, and then involving them in through all sorts of things. We're going to talk about becoming your own banker in the next episode, and we're actually I'm forecasting what we're doing after that is going to be family banking. And that all came from his idea of getting involved within the family in that concept.
And that's more of the physical how-to, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot do any of that. You cannot have the how-to unless you have the plan to back that up, which is like the root, the foundation, which is exactly the 4 steps we just went over.
Yeah.
Well, and the spoiler alert on Nelson's story is he's trying to recreate the Rockefeller model in keeping the money in the family. So when you start tying your family into the actual business of that is going to ensure that it's going to pass on. So I think there's a lot of wisdom to that.